Breaking news. Damage to the Crimean fleet has revealed that Kyiv has been successful in pushing back Putin's forces. According to the highest-ranking British military official, Ukraine has the initiative in the war against Vladimir Putin and is pushing Russia back. Sir Tony Radakin, while speaking at a London arms fair, pushed back against the idea that Kyiv's counter-offensive was faltering. According to The Guardian's reporting, he said, "In the north, they are holding and fixing Russian forces there, and in the south, they are making progress between 10 and 20 kilometers." Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made the remarks in his regular address, where he praised the country's destruction of a Russian air defense system on the occupied Crimean Peninsula. Ukraine claims it attacked 2 Russian patrol ships on Thursday, increasing the intensity of its attacks in an effort to challenge Moscow's hegemony in the Black Sea. At the same time, the British Ministry of Defense reported on Friday morning that 2 ships sustained catastrophic damage after a Ukrainian attack on Russia's Black Sea fleet in Sevastopol earlier this week. Despite the EU's unified response to the conflict in Ukraine, Mary Dejevsky notes that cracks are beginning to appear between countries that are willing to stand by Kyiv for as long as it takes and those that want Kyiv to cut its losses. The United States has expressed regret over Russia's expulsion of 2 American diplomats and promised to respond appropriately. On Thursday, the Russian Foreign Ministry declared 2 American diplomats persona non grata and gave them 7 days to leave the country because of their alleged involvement in illegal activity. A statement from the ministry claimed that Jeffrey Sillon, the first secretary at the U.S. Embassy in Russia, and David Bernstein, the second secretary, kept in touch with a former employee of the U.S. consulate in Vladivostok who was arrested earlier this year. An accusation was made against the former worker, alleging that he or she had gathered intelligence for American diplomats on Russia's military action in Ukraine and related issues. Spokesperson for the U.S. State Department Matthew Miller said, "Once again, Russia has chosen confrontation and escalation instead of constructive diplomatic engagement. It has not stopped threatening our diplomatic personnel or intimidating its own people." Russia prepared a red carpet for North Korean leader Kim Jong-un before his visit to a Russian aircraft factory. The Russian city of Komsomolsk-on-Amur in the country's far east greeted Kim as a top-ranking guest on Friday. According to Russian state media TASS, a red carpet was unfurled for the top-ranking guest, and Kim was welcomed with bread and salt in accordance with traditional Russian hospitality. This week, Kim has been in Russia, where he and Putin have discussed economic cooperation between their countries. On Friday, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu visited a top military shipyard to inspect the progress being made on the repair and modernization of the Pacific Fleet's nuclear submarines, the ministry said. On Friday, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un visited 2 aviation plants in the town of Komsomolsk-on-Amur, and Shoigu was present for the talks between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Kim. According to a defense ministry statement, Shoigu inspected the Zvezda plant in the town of Bolshoy Kamen, where nuclear submarines are being repaired and modernized. It was also noted that Russia's Pacific Fleet relies on Zvezda, the only facility in the Far East dedicated to the maintenance and upkeep of nuclear-powered submarine missile carriers. Submarine repairs and upgrades are a top priority for Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, who has reportedly ordered full utilization of Zvezda's production facilities. According to Ukrainian officials, 17 Russian drones were shot down during the night. Ukraine's Air Force issued a statement saying, on the night of September 15, 2023, the enemy attacked Ukraine with Shahed-136-131st type UAVs from the southeast, Primorsko-Akhtarsk, Russian Federation. There were a total of 17 unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, in the air, all headed in different directions toward Khmelnytsky. All 17 Shahediv were shot down by anti-aircraft fire along the tracking path. After fierce fighting with Russian troops, Ukrainian forces have retaken a village in the country's east, the Ukrainian military reported on Friday. Recent Ukrainian gains include the village of Andriivka, located about 10 kilometers, 6 miles, south of the Russia-occupied town of Bakhmut in the eastern Donetsk region. On Friday morning, the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces made the official announcement that Andriivka had been retaken. The Russian garrison in Andriivka was surrounded and destroyed over the course of 2 days by the 3rd Assault Brigade in what they called a «lightning operation», to capture the village. It said that taking Andriivka was the «key to success in all further directions», and a major victory on the southern flank of Bakhmut.